Today on DNVR Buffs Live, what can the Colorado Buffaloes and Kaidon Salter and Coach Prime and the whole squad do to reclaim the vibes, to reset the vibes, to get things back on track? We're talking about that and much, much more in just a few minutes. Let's get it.
Buff Nation,
Let's go!
Squad! Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores, is DNVR Buffs Live. Happy Thursday.
This is going to be a good show, man.
Hell yeah.
I got a good feeling about it.
Let's go. Today on the show, we'll be making our Week 4 Big 12 and college football picks. Some very interesting games that we're going to talk
slate.
about. Incredible.
Real life.
Yeah.
It always is.
Truly.
The spring transfer portal has officially been eliminated. We'll talk about that. We got a 4-star defensive lineman visiting this weekend. We'll scout Wyoming, but we start today with the vibes. Vibes aren't great right now. How do we turn up the vibes? How does Kaidon Salter and how does Coach Prime turn up the vibes on Saturday?
Electricity. I don't want to get into numbers and I need to see this many passing yards or this many points. We just need to see that electric offense that we talked about so much in the offseason. We need to see explosives on the ground and through the air. We need to see playmakers making plays. And most of all, we just need to see Kaidon Salter doing his thing. You know, I went back again and watched the highlights from Kaidon Salter. Not even the season that he went crazy.
Last year.
The season, yes, exactly. The season after that, which was last year. He is capable of making eye-popping Sports Center top 10 plays when the ball is in his hands. And I just have such a gut feeling that he's going to make multiple of those this week. We need to see Kaidon Salter just show who he is to the world. You know, we're on ESPN 8:15 again. The world is going to see who Kaidon Salter is, and I think when we see that, we're going to see a lot of electricity out of this offense, some big pop plays that get everyone excited. We're going to see him finally get the opportunity to air it out downfield on schedule and hit some long passes. And just in the end, we'll be coming off in the postgame show saying that offense looked electric. And if that happens, the vibes will be reset.
I think this week is all about Kaidon Salter. I think what this fan base really needs to be invigorated and to get the vibes back up is a strong, to use RK's word, an electric quarterback performance, right? There have been a lot of those throughout 3 weeks, and just individual performances from quarterbacks, both in the Big 12 and throughout college football. And Colorado has yet to have one of those after having it damn near every single week last week. You know what I'm saying? Last year. You know, I think people kind of, you know, even got too comfortable with how good and consistent Shedeur Sanders was. We sure did. And, you know, here we are. But this is a great opportunity for Kaidon. Again, having sat last week, having seen the field and the offense and everybody from a different perspective, this is all about him. And like I said, getting the fan base behind him, getting his teammates behind him, and getting everybody, like I said, at the top invigorated. I think Kaidon, certainly, like you mentioned, he has the talent. We talked about it a lot this offseason. Bro is talented. Bro can make, like you said, the Sports Center top 10 and be a Big 12 player of the week at week's end. He has that type of talent. But we just got to see it. We just got to see it consistently, right? And I want to see consistency throughout the game, right? Not just one stellar drive and then 2 punts or 2 3-and-outs. Like stack touchdown drives, stack scoring drives, keep the chains moving. Like Coach Prime said a lot this offseason. Completions. That's another thing I want to see as well. Because even when you stack those little completions receivers, maybe they get tackled. Maybe they get tackled. It's a short game. But one of those short completions are going to break. And especially, like I said, with this receiving core that appears to be at least healthy right now, right? It seems like Omarion's kind of past his hamstring injury based on what we saw from him last week. So this all feels like Kaidon having a big performance. And if he does that, and I think he will, this whole fan base is going to be back on track and right behind him.
Yeah, the word is domination. That's what they need to do to really write and you can do this. This is an opportunity here for you to totally do that. Like, we'll talk about Wyoming. We'll dig into it later in this show. Like, they do some things well. They're not, in the context of FBS and Power 4 and just all the 130 teams, they're not a great football team. Like, you should be able to flex your muscles against this team. You should, I'll put a number on it, score 30-plus points.
Hell yeah.
I think you do that.
Definitely.
And you show that, the firepower on offense isn't all lost. Like, there are answers. It is easier than it looks sometimes. Like, we can do this. If you do that, I think that you really reset the vibes for a lot of people.
So it was electricity, domination, quarterback.
Strong quarterback
performance. I got one more that I want to add in that I really need to see from my perspective in Section 108. Togetherness.
Yeah.
When I went back and rewatched the game, there's a lot of concerning things that were put on tape last week. I don't think any of them bothered me as much as the reaction or lack thereof to Simeon Price's first touchdown in college football.
Yeah.
Now I know it was a tough game, and the vibes were off from the opening kickoff. But I want to see these guys celebrating each other.
Have fun.
Yes. You remember last year just like how much fun those guys were having out there, and obviously Travis Hunter is a great catalyst for things like that. But I want to I'm going to have a keen eye on it throughout the game. Just like, are these guys together? Are they doing and going through everything together and celebrating together and, venting frustrations, whatever it may be, togetherness on the sidelines, cheering your teammates on when you're on the opposite side of the ball. Like that type of stuff is important.
Totally.
I think just one more too defensively, like, we got to see them stop the run. Right, that's obviously been a problem through 3 weeks.
Play mean, man.
We said what?
Play mean.
Play mean, man. Play downhill. Like, be turning up on every tackle, damn near every tackle for loss. Get back in the sack column this week. You know what I'm saying? And because that's the blueprint to beat this team right now.
Totally.
Run the football against them. Control the football. And especially with how talented and how good this defense was for most of the season last year, save a couple weeks, a few games. They got to get back to that. And obviously it's a different group, but I believe the guy calling the plays defensively, the defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, and this is a good opportunity to get things back on the right track as we head into, for real, Big 12 play.
For sure. Some words have been thrown out in chat. Accountability, leadership. Coach Prime today, he was speaking on the Coaches Show with Mark Johnson. And Mark asked him about the quarterback position. What does it take to really, figure it out type of thing. And in my opinion, this is the most insight Coach Prime has offered on the quarterback position, really, and the situation going on with what he told him in this clip. So here's Coach Prime on the Coaches Show earlier today.
We all know in sports, the quarterback position is the most important position.
Most definitely.
How do you find, or how do you get consistency out of that group right now?
It's there. It's there to be had. People they just got to step up and do it and take accountability and do it.
Sometimes it's that simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Make a play.
I'm trying not to say certain things.
No, I understand. Take your time.
Sometimes if you knew what we were dealing with, you'll understand.
I understand.
You probably do.
No, I do.
You probably do. But we're going to get production and consistency out of that position. We will get it.
All right.
We will get it. Sometimes you got to take the long way to get there. And you got to lay down a foundation to say, this is the way it's going to be or it ain't going to be.
Okay.
I'd like to offer a different perspective from what has become popular. What if Coach Prime knows exactly what he's doing?
No way.
Because the widely accepted opinion right now is that Coach Prime doesn't know what he's doing with these quarterbacks. But what if he does have a plan? What if he knows exactly what he's doing? And what if he knows that, for example, again, I'm reading between the lines of what he was talking about here. Mm-hmm. What if he knows that, like, we can't get where we want to get unless I can get Kaidon to understand X, Y, and Z about leading this football team. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to try to get through to him what I need from him. And, you know, you could say that it was drastic or whatever, you know, has gone on over the last 2 weeks was unfair to Kaidon. But what if Coach Prime really knows and really had a plan all along for what was going to happen here? He knows better than anyone where his mind has been. But I think it's something that's at least worth considering, that this is all part of a larger plan for Coach Prime to try and get this team where he needs them to go.
Yeah. I'll say this. On the quarterback position, there's so much that goes into it, right? And on the field and, you know, how you play, to be quite honest, it's maybe like a quarter, maybe it's a fraction of what matters in terms of being the quarterback for a program. What matters is, you know, the effort you put in day to day, how you show your leadership by example, by being vocal, your attitude at times too. You know, can you be the guy that people look at when things are going rough and say, you know what, he's still got us. Like, he's the one who's still going to lead us into battle type of thing. Or, you know, are you just going to kind of join the crowd and maybe, you know, sulk and, you know, just complain like everyone else? Like, you can't do that at the quarterback position. You need to be a shining example of, you know, what you can be optimistic about with this team, right?
When you need to be a shining example of the pillars of the program.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes. And so there's a lot that goes into every starting quarterback that earns that right. And it's that exactly. You have to earn that right. You know, some schools do give it to guys, and I don't think that those schools, those programs are very good football programs. So as Coach Prime said, it's there for the taking. Kaidon's just got to go take it. He's just got to go own it and be the quarterback for Colorado.
And like you said, it's not just what you do on the field. And that's something that Ugg told us said a lot this offseason, that this quarterback competition we were talking about throughout the offseason is not going to be determined by what's done out on the practice field or out there on the field. A lot of it's going to be how you are in meetings, how attentive you are in meetings, the questions you're asking. Are you at meal on time every time? Around interacting with your teammates the way a leader should. Because like you said, you can't just blend into the crowd at that quarterback position. You can't just be another guy on the team. Especially not if you're trying to start. Especially not if you're trying to start for Coach Prime in this program that's on national TV every damn week. You know what I'm saying? So I thought the last part that Coach Prime said there was really the most important, where he was like, you got to build a foundation and let people know what it is. And if it's not that, then that's what it's not going to be. You're not going to be that guy if you're not doing everything right.
Yeah, you have to be that guy all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And in every facet. How you do anything is how you do everything. And like that applies. And I think people were saying like, well, Kaidon's the most talented quarterback. Like it doesn't work like that.
Especially not with Coach Prime.
Especially not with Coach Prime. He tells recruits, like, we're not giving you anything. We're not giving you any playing time just because you're a 4-star recruit, you're a 5-star recruit, you know, you're a transfer. Not even because we're paying you a lot of money. That doesn't mean anything when it comes to Saturday nights, Friday nights when the games are being played. So I think that what we saw the last couple of weeks is, like you mentioned, Arcade, Coach Prime trying to get through to Kaidon. However he sees fit, for whatever reason, however he feels like he has to do it. I think this was Coach Prime's plan of how to get through to Kaidon, and having this take a seat back like Kaidon did last week and not play at all in your first Big 12 game, and everything that comes with that, all the questions. You know, he probably had to answer so many questions throughout the week. Why are you not starting, bro? From family and friends and just, you know, fans and whatnot. So I think that was a eye-opening experience for Kaidon. And if that doesn't open his eyes and change his attitude or whatever it is that Coach Prime is looking to change in Kaidon, then I don't know what will. But I think it will, and I think we're going to see a better version of Kaidon all around, not just the physical stuff, but the mental part of it as well.
And I mean, like I said, going back to the point I make, what if Coach Prime does know what he's doing? If this team goes on a run and wins 4 in a row, we'll be looking back and saying that worked. It worked.
He pushed the right button.
It worked. And as a coach, I mean, we talked about it last week. I don't think many coaches in the country would have the balls to do what Coach Prime did, right?
Yeah.
No.
And especially now looking back that it didn't work.
Right.
Like if you're not as solidified as Coach Prime is as the leader of a program, you can't really get away with that.
Yeah.
If you pulled your starting quarterback, put in the third string quarterback, and then lost and got smacked, a lot of people's jobs would be up in the air. But Coach Prime potentially knew what he was doing, and was willing to take the risk of, hey, we might lose a conference game because of this,
Yeah.
but I'm going to get what I need out of my quarterback.
Yeah, it was clearly a wake-up call or an attempt at a wake-up call.
Exactly.
And I think the Delaware stuff makes a lot more sense now in hindsight, especially after hearing that quote. Because all Ryan Staub does is show up every day, go to practice, do his job, doesn't care where he is on the depth chart. He just wants to do everything to prove that he belongs in that quarterback room, to be an example for a lot of those guys, not just Kaidon and Julian, but I mean, there's other quarterbacks in that room as well. And so you put Ryan Staub in the game, a guy who is just about, grinding it out, just doing the things that need to be done in order to, be a quarterback. And I think that that's why he put him in the game, and he continued to enforce that message through Houston. That's what happened.
Facts.
Yeah. It's and people in the comments are saying Kaidon did nothing wrong, talking about on the field. And this is where, like, as fans and media, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. Coach Prime is sitting there thinking about, how do I tell you guys this without telling you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure.
He almost said that exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes it harder for us to know what's going on. And that's why, we come on the show and give our best guess about what's going on.
Yeah.
And, sometimes more educated guesses than others. But I think it's become clear that it's not about missing a throw on third down against Georgia Tech.
Yes.
It's about all the off the field stuff, which is, like you mentioned, something Neely and I and all three of us were talking about through the entirety of the summer. Coach Prime quarterback competition is not just about what percentage of passes did you complete in practice. It's everything that you do.
Yep.
Everything is judged.
Probably
Everything
more
is
so
graded.
on the off-field stuff too,
Yeah.
even. Honestly.
For sure.
Because that matters. That's the time that you spend the most interacting with the players. Like, I don't know if this is breaking news to y'all, but in the Champion Center, they do just hang out. They get to know each other. And a lot of times they don't talk about football. They talk about, school, their lives outside of the facility, all that stuff. And you learn a lot about people in those moments, more so than you do on the football field. Let's take our first break, and then we'll scout Delaware.
Wyoming.
Get it.
Or I'm sorry, Wyoming. Thank you.
You could scout that Delaware game from last week, though. They look great.
I'm good. Shout out to the homies over at Bet365, the place to bet when it comes to football season. We are in full swing. We're going to make our Week 4 picks here at the end of the show. But check them out, man. Bet365 has a great offer going right now. You can get $200 when you sign up with the code DNVR365 when you download the app. They got a lot of cool stuff. They got SGP Sundays. They got Thursday night touchdown bets for the NFL. And, of course, those early money line payouts where if your team goes up by 17 points or more at any point in the game, you're automatically you're getting that cashed out into your account. Even if the other team comes all the way back to win the football game, you are set with the early money line payouts over at Bet365. So now new customers get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up. Use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10, then place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if it wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on anything: the spread, totals, player props, futures, SGPs, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you are someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Toyota. I think it was the new Land Rover I saw yesterday. Allie stopped me from what I was doing. It was like, look at this. And my God, that thing is beautiful. There's so many great cars and trucks from our friends over at Toyota. And really, I'm just waiting for the right moment to add to my collection, because I'm a big believer in brand loyalty, and when you earn my business and then deliver,
Oh yeah.
you got me. You got me for life.
Facts.
So I'm locked in with Toyota forever, and I can't wait to get another Toyota, and it may just be that Land Cruiser, man. That thing is sick. If you're looking for a new Toyota, whether it's the first or an add to your collection, go to a Front Range Toyota store at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Core and Toyota in Boulder, Group Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevens Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR and a proud partner of Colorado Athletics.
All right, let's scout the Wyoming Cowboys. We all watched the Utah game. I watched a little bit of the Akron game that was in week 1. This is a 2-1 football team, of course, out of the Mountain West. Their quarterback is named Kaidon Anderson. He is a sophomore. He has played quite a bit of football for being a sophomore, but he's clearly not all the way there yet in terms of his development and reaching his ceiling. Last week, this team played a Utah team and held them to 3 points in the first half. It was a really close game, 3-0 in the first half. Utah just came back and win. I can go in right now on the Utah game, but
Really quick, someone in the comments is saying, like, careful about pushing an off-the-field issues narrative with Kaidon. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about Coach Prime's standard for what he expects from quarterbacks on Monday through Saturday or Monday through Friday. And if I'm reading between the lines, and I think anyone or most people, Coach Prime is telling you that hasn't been up to his standard. That's not an off-the-field issues, which carries, weighted language.
Mm-hmm.
It's simply wanting to get out of your quarterback certain things as a leader or in meetings, as vocally, whatever it could be. We don't, like I said, we don't know what we don't know, but you can infer what Coach Prime is trying to say there.
Also, you got to understand the spotlight that the quarterback of Coach Prime's football team is under. Like, it was understood to some point with Shedeur because it was Shedeur Sanders, right? But like, this is completely new situation for anyone, let alone Kaidon Salter. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very pressure-packed situation to be the quarterback for Coach Prime. Coach Prime knows that, and he wants someone who's ready to embrace all that comes with it, the good and the bad.
I think part of it too is just ownership, wanting to see ownership of Kaidon. Like this is your team, bro.
Yes,
if you
exactly,
want it,
yes.
If you want it, this is your team to lead. But there are things that come with that. Like, you have to act a certain way every single day. You have to be consistent with your temperament every single day. And again, I think Coach Prime, and you can say this is bad or good, but he has seen what a quarterback looks like. What an elite quarterback looks like Monday through Sunday, not just on game day, but in the practice field, in film. And you might say that might hurt whoever is going to be the quarterback for this team after Shedeur Sanders. But at the same time, it helps everybody know what it's supposed to look like. And when it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, Coach Prime isn't just going to sit back and be like, "Oh, this is just what we got. This is our new reality."
Yes.
Now, no. He is going to do whatever he can in his power to bring out in whoever it is, whether it's Kaidon, whether it's Juju, Staub, whoever's the quarterback for this team moving forward. Like, they got to get – Coach Prime has to get that out of them. And he's going to – at this point, we know he's going to do whatever it takes. Yeah. He's going to go through massive lengths to make sure he's seeing what he needs to see.
He's pressing buttons.
Yeah.
And I think it's clear that this team needs some buttons pressed.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
All right, let's move on.
Back to Wyoming, though. Jay Sawvell's the head coach. He's been there. This is his second year, 5-10 record. But this team is 2-1 right now.
With wins over
Akron and Northern Iowa.
This is a solid defense. Like, this is a solid team. Like, much like Delaware, like, they will hang around if you allow them to hang around. They obviously did it last year against Utah. I mean, that was kind of aided by the fact that Utah missed 3 field goals in the first half. One of them was blocked, but both of them were long attempts. But that's still credit to Wyoming to even force Utah into long field goals in that.
They were really good on special teams. They had a punt down on like the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
They forced a fumble right at the end of the first half too that Utah would have definitely at least scored 3.
Yeah.
They were on like within the 5.
For sure.
Yeah, and just to your point, even if Utah makes all of those field goals, it's 12-0
at half,
which
for
is
sure.
not impressive, or from a Utah perspective.
This is the number 1 scoring defense in the Mountain West right now. Only giving up 12 points a game. Like, they shut out Akron in week 1. I think they only gave up 7 in week 2 before what Utah finished with 31. Yeah. So this is a well-coached team that, again, will stay in the game if you allow them to. That's why a fast start is imperative. And I love that was pretty much the first words out of DJ's mouth that we heard from him this week up on the podium. Like, they got to start fast on both sides of the ball. Like, I'm talking about going down and scoring on your opening drive offensively, forcing a punt, hopefully, ideally, a turnover defensively for the Buffs. I really like. They got 3 solid running backs.
Yes, they do.
The one running back, the freshman, is like probably the player that stood out to me the most on tape. Samuel Harris. He wears number either 28 or 26. It's kind of hard to tell on tape, but he was the Mountain West freshman of the week last week. Had over 100 yards from scrimmage, rushing and receiving. Like, he's an electric guy. And the other 2 guys, they got number 5. He got in the end zone, and I think their guy, at least to start the game, Sam Scott is their guy, more physical, kind of a bruiser. Those are their 3 best players on offense, I would assume, aside from their tight end, who's a bit banged up right now.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to play this week, but he did have like a thigh bruise or something last week. Those are their best players. They're 3 running backs, and they kind of have different skill sets. Like I said, the guy that I mentioned, the freshman, number 26, Samuel Harris, is kind of more like a scat bag guy, going to make you miss in space. They're going to try to throw the ball to him. So it's another test. Stop the run. Make Caden Anderson throw the football down the field, because he doesn't want to, and he's not a very talented quarterback at this young stage of his career. Like you mentioned, he's only a sophomore. So.
Yeah. I mean, so what I noticed from their offense, like you said, they really want to run the football. Every game so far this year, the 3 games, they've run the ball more than they passed the football. And in the game, the Northern Iowa game where they just blew them out, like, it was almost 1.5 or 2-1 in terms of how much they ran the football.
Yep.
So it starts and ends there. You have to force this guy to beat you with his arm because he just doesn't like to throw over the middle of the football field. Threw one pass that I remember over the middle of the football field last week, and it was a pick at the end of the game to the safety.
Yeah, he's throwing comeback routes to the outside.
Out-breaking routes,
sideline fades, all kinds of stuff like that. You mentioned the running backs, of course. This offensive line has allowed 6 sacks the last 2 weeks. And there should have been way more against Utah.
One on that. Their left tackle, number 65, mid. He needs to be taken advantage of. And he was quite a bit by Utah. Number 90, their defensive end, who's a really good player. I mean, spin
Aging
moves.
number 98.
Yeah, spin moves, bull rush. I mean, number 65, their left tackle is a liability for them up front. So, again, whether that's Arden, McPherson, whoever they decide to put on the edge, like the sack numbers, I think this is a good week to get them rolling.
Yes.
But you have to earn the right to rush the passer using Warren Sapp's favorite line.
100%.
And it's a open and shut case. Stop the run, win the game.
Period.
Stop the run, win the game. It's that simple. And last week, it was still that simple. I know,
it was.
It didn't seem that simple afterwards. It was that simple. Stop the run, win the game. Just calling it like it is, Wyoming's offense has been anemic for multiple seasons now. But any offense can have success if you don't stop them from running the ball.
Yeah,
100%. That doesn't require a whole lot of creativity or playmaking. If the offensive line is opening holes and the running backs run through it, like, anyone can score. So that's what it's all about to me, is stopping the run. And you have real problems if you can't do that this week.
Totally. The quarterback run's going to be a factor again. He's probably him and Minicucci, probably the quote worst athletes they've played at the position so far. He's not a burner. He's not going to lower his shoulder and truck a linebacker like Haynes King. No. But they will use him as, a battering ram, per se.
Some power read stuff.
Totally. Heavy play action, rollouts, heavy personnel sets, 11. There's almost always a tight end on the field. So, yeah, they really did defensively. Now, they did a really good job of keeping Dampierre in check, at least in the first half. They contained him. They didn't allow him to really scramble around and extend plays. So for Kaidon Salter, he's got to be very decisive. I mean, you don't really have any time to think back there. They're going to play a lot of heavy zone. Yeah. So they're going to be looking at the quarterback a lot. But go ahead.
Just on the Dampierre front, watching that game almost made me crash out. Not for actually, I would say maybe it did. Not for Dampierre's sake specifically, but Jake, you were here when I came in. I'm just like, why can't quarterbacks just run? Like, what happened to the running quarterback?
Yeah,
I felt like there was a lot of opportunities for Dampier to take off in that game, where he was trying to force the throw. And I feel like maybe for him, it's like a game against Wyoming where it's like, okay, this is where I'm going to get my rhythm. This is where I'm going to get right throwing the ball. Yeah. But I think that the reason why they only had 3 points in the first half is because there were some big third downs where like he just threw it unnecessarily when he didn't have to. And I mean, we've talked about that obviously with this team, but it's happening there. And then the big one is Avery Johnson.
Yeah.
It's happening all over the country where running quarterbacks don't want to run.
Yeah.
And the one place where that I've noticed that the running quarterback does want to run is Georgia Tech. They're undefeated and they're, ranked in the top 20.
Right.
Haynes King is not trying, like he's just out there doing what he does and crushing it. So, that was just like a bigger thing that I'm noticing in college football, where a lot of guys I feel like are trying to prove that they can win from the pocket to the detriment of their own football team.
I think it's two reasons why. I gave you one before the show, and I just thought of another one right now. The first one I gave was like, players are villainized for it. Quarterbacks are villainized for being.
You're totally right.
He's a running back. He's not a real quarterback. When guys lean on their athleticism and what they do best. And I think we saw that beginning with Lamar Jackson, right? Who was clearly an elite passer of the football, who also happened to be one of the best runners of the football from the quarterback position ever. And he was put in a box. He slid to the bottom of the first round for no other reason than NFL personnel thinking like, I don't know if this guy can really throw it at the NFL level. And 2 MVPs later, those guys all look silly. And I think that happens with the college game too. Like people were like, this guy is a running quarterback, and they put him in a box. And if you get put in that box, that might hurt maybe your NFL stock or what you think might be your NFL stock. And the other thing, when you mentioned Haynes King, it made me think about this. Haynes King be getting his ass beat.
He does.
He takes a lot of hits. Like he missed the game after the Colorado game because they ran him like a battering ram. And that's another thing too.
It's
like
true.
When you run the football and you're a quarterback, you are opening yourself up to hits.
Yeah,
you are not protected by that pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like you are opening yourself up to hits from people who are, in a lot of cases, a lot bigger and stronger and more physical than you.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. But there's also just times in the game where you just got to go be that guy.
And on Dampier and Utah against Wyoming, I do think that was their plan. Like we know Dampier's legs are going to be available for us all season long. Let's try to flesh out some of this. I mean, he threw the ball 41 times. Like I don't think that would have been the plan unless they made that the plan. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So I think that's what we saw.
That was my perspective during it too, but I'm just like, as a quarterback, when it's 3rd and 4 and you're breaking the pocket and those 4 yards are right in front of you.
And you're the best athlete on the field.
Yes, just go get it, please.
For sure.
I actually found myself while watching the tape on this rooting for Wyoming. I guess I just really don't like Utah. But I was like, what are you guys doing? Like,
they're going to be an issue.
Who?
Utah?
They're nice, bro.
Yeah, they're going to be an
good
issue for this team. All right, we got to take a break.
Shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Taco Bell. Y'all know the deal by now, man. It's Decades menu. It's back, and this time it's focused on Y2K. I know y'all remember that time period. With this Y2K menu, you can get 5 different favorites, man. The Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, that caramel apple empanada so far, the chili cheese burrito, the 7-layer burrito, or the double decker taco, all for just $3 or less. For just $7 more, you can add a Buffs box with 4 Taco Bell classics coming with that. Y'all already know what deal with that. Collectible CU Player Cup as well, featuring Jordan Seaton, Juju Lewis, Draylen Miller, Quentin Gibson. And Taco Bell just deserves a shout out because every single time Colorado scores a touchdown this season, I think they're going to be a lot in Folsom Field on Saturday as well. Taco Bell is going to help support CU Athletics with a $1,000 donation to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Fund. That's so cool of Taco Bell, really getting in the mud and helping this program turn things up a little bit. So Sko Buffs and Liv Moss at Taco Bell. If you know Bell, pull up to Taco Bell, man. Shout out to them.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers. Right now, it is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Prostate cancer affects 1 in 8 men, but it is highly treatable when caught early. Coach Prime really set the mood when he returned, a few months ago. Go get yourself checked out, man.
Definitely.
You never know until you know. So that's why you got to go get checked out. A lot of these things just pop up, So, you can't really tell by how you feel on a day-to-day basis. You got to take care of yourself and take care of your family, your friends. Check in with your buddies. Text the group chat. Bring it up at the golf outing or over coffee. Just, let people know that they should go get checked out because you care about them. and want everyone near you to be healthy. Rocky Mountain Cancer Center is the official sponsor of Denver sports fans. Head to RockyMountainCancerCenters.com to learn more. All right, going back to Wyoming real quick. Last thing, you can take advantage of these defensive backs. You absolutely can take advantage of these defensive backs. Draw up some shots. Can we get a wide receiver crossing out, screaming, running across the field?
Deep
I know
crosser.
he's Travis Hunter, but how many times did he make crazy plays like that? Because, and again, it's Travis Hunter. The way he like wove through the defense and
I remember
bursted.
Jimmy against NDSU last year. Kind of that same kind
Exactly.
of deep crosser concept.
Send Sincere, send Quentin Gibson, send these guys just across the field. Try and make these defensive backs keep up with them, because it's a matchup that you can really take advantage of. And if you do, this game will not be close.
Have we seen, besides the Hail Marys, like Kaidon get a chance to like really air it out, like on a deep throw?
No.
And that's
one to Sincere in
True.
The Georgia Tech game, but that was like on a broken play,
exactly
scramble
right.
drill.
But like, yeah, like draw it up. This guy's one of the best deep ball throwers in college football over the last 2 seasons. Like over a quarter of his pass attempts over the last 2 seasons at Liberty were deemed deep throws, 20+ yards down the field. Like, especially early in that game against Delaware, his first 2 drives, like it was thinking it was spacing, it was screens. And again, that's not on Kaidon. Those are the plays that are being called that he's trying to execute. So I completely agree with you. Take shots down the field. These DBs can be had because they're certainly not on the skill level as Colorado's receivers.
Facts.
By the way, like more vertical concepts.
Yeah, man.
Because
Totally.
all that does, if it's not there, is open up more
He has
space for
room
him to
run.
go.
Yes.
You're probably not going to see much man coverage.
No,
when
they
you have
play a lot of zone.
Yeah, especially when you have a talent advantage like this one. But even then, like you're getting people running away from the quarterback.
Yeah.
Make them communicate, man. Make them pass off zones.
Yes.
Make them try and keep track of these guys downfield, Yeah, I'm not to harp on this, but just
And we saw Dampier quite a bit of like design quarterback runs to success against Wyoming as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
We got to see at least 4 or 5 of
they're
those.
so creative with those two, dude.
They are. Like there
They're
are a lot
sick.
of, and
Yeah.
they didn't pull out everything. Like there were a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
creative looks. Like Utah's going to be nice, man. But Wyoming, somebody mentioned it too. Northside, Wyoming's top receiver is a good player. It's not just because he's from the best city in the world, Chicago, Illinois, a native of Morgan Park High School. But number 82, Chris Durr Jr., he's their leading receiver. He's kind of an explosive guy. When they do throw football down the field and it's not to a tight end, it's probably going to him. So keep an eye on 82 out there. And one more thing too. We mentioned a blocked field goal last week from Wyoming. They actually lead the country through 3 weeks in blocked field goals. They've already blocked 3 of them.
Shoo.
So, somebody like Mata who tends to kick it a little bit lower than most, like that's something to keep an eye on and make sure that doesn't impact the game by any means.
Finish drives and you don't have to worry about that.
Totally.
Thanks.
But I was shocked. I think it was a little bit of both. I think their defense did a good job of bending and not breaking against Utah. Like I said, I think Dampier missed some opportunities to run. But boy, I was pretty surprised. I know you guys are high on Utah, and so far it's looked pretty good, especially considering the UCLA result. But I was surprised at some of the sloppiness I saw from Utah. It was very un-Utah-like. Usually when you watch them, you see like crispness.
Yeah.
Even even in places where they might not be as talented, but it was not crisp for them in the first half.
Too many penalties. Way too many
I
penalties.
mean, just bad situational football,
Yeah.
Bad special teams.
Yeah.
And if that happens to Colorado this week, Wyoming will definitely be in this game just like they were last week as well.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to recruiting. The Buffs do have one announced visitor who will be in town this weekend. His name is Emmanuel Ruffin. Plays for Bessemer City High School in Bessemer, Alabama. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know.
I think you are.
6'4", 290 pounds. He is ranked on the 247 Sports Composite, the 192nd overall player, the 25th ranked defensive tackle in the country. He will be in town for an official visit this weekend. Not committed either. This isn't a flip guy. His recruitment is wide open. 247 has Alabama, LSU, and Ohio State as warm. He has taken OVs there over the summer, over the offseason. But this will now be his first one of the year, of the actual season. But yeah, damn near 300 pounds.
Big fella.
Do I have a quote? All right, so this is from Hunter Shelton at Rivals. He says, Shelton writes, Ruffin was originally set to take an unofficial visit, to Mississippi State this weekend, but he's instead headed out west. He eyed a 4th of July commitment like many other blue chippers in his class, and at the time it was LSU and Ohio State at the top of his process. Ruffin told, I'm assuming this means Chad Simmons, Ruffin told Simmons in July that he was instead hitting the brakes on his process and wanted to get out to campuses for visits this fall. Quote from him, I was rushing things. I had it down to 2 schools. I set my commitment date, but I was moving too fast. Now I want to see what school is really best for me. A lot of teams are getting commitments, so I want to take my time and find the best place for me. On Colorado, the whole staff made an impact on, that's Rodney Colton. Never mind. So there you go.
Big dude, man. An athletic guy at dinner, 300 pounds in the middle of your defense. And this is what you got to add. You got to keep stacking in the trenches on both sides of the ball. I don't need to see too much past that Alabama, LSU, and Ohio State offer that this man already possesses. So this is an elite ball player, a high 4-star. Be a great ad. I'm excited to see him on campus this weekend.
See you soon.
Oh, God.
Last night, the Division I Football Oversight Committee voted to approve the 10-day transfer portal, or more specifically, they approved the elimination of the spring transfer portal window. There are some details to be nailed out here, including when exactly this will happen. It was proposed for January 2nd through 11th, but there is some pushback on that just in terms of teams still playing at that time of the year. But yeah, we're just over 100 days away from the offseason portal when it's supposed to open, so there is a deadline here that they are working on. We should get more news soon.
Not a fan. Just not a fan. I just think from a strictly Colorado perspective, I think this hurts them more than this helps them. 2 years in a row now, they've gotten really good players in that spring portal.
Yeah.
And again, for a team that obviously does the portal better than most, like I said, this just hurts more than it helps. And I get the reason to try to pare it down to just one window, but I'm personally just not a fan of this.
I mean, this is their best high school recruiting class so far, though, and it's only going to get better. They're clearly, turning over to that style of team building, bringing in more recruits, and plus, guys who would enter in the spring are probably just going to enter in the winter now anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's gone both ways. I mean, Shimon Mateer is a guy who was on the team who left in the spring portal, who's kind of balling for ASU.
Dylan left in the spring portal.
Yep, Dylan left in the spring portal. Going back, Zico left in the spring portal. So, I mean, the portal giveth and the portal taketh always.
Colton Hood left in the spring portal.
It sure has giveth more to Colorado in the Coach Prime era. But what I'm interested is it is going to be chaos for that 10 days.
Yeah. No, it's going to be
It's going to be crazy, though.
Yes.
Yep.
And obviously, you just have that time to enter.
Exactly, yes.
You do have more time to choose after that, but still, we know how it goes with all the, prearranged transfers and just, the thousands of players who are all going. I mean, you're going to have the largest portal entry ever.
Exactly.
In this one.
Yeah.
And it's like, does that really make things better then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would not want to be one of the people whose job it is to scout the portal.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're going to have to try to watch thousands of players as fast as possible because, they're going to start getting swooped up immediately.
Yeah, but most teams are going to have more than a month to prepare for this because the season ends at the end of November. Yeah, exactly. It's only, teams even playing in bowl games, it's maybe close to half of the FBS anyways who are playing
and that
game
staff
in December
is usually working on that anyway, regardless of you're in a bowl game or not. But still, you don't know who's in until you know. Now you're going to have a good idea, I'm sure, in a lot of cases, and you'll have your main targets before the portal even opens.
Transfers are going to want to come play at CU. That's not going to change.
Agreed.
Could you scroll up just a little bit, Alyssa, to a comment? I forget the name, just a little bit more, a little further. where they mentioned Maya. She goes, that's why they did it. They don't want programs to improve that quickly through the portal. And that's kind of my thinking too. Like, who does this mostly impact? This impacts the programs, the schools that have done the most work in the portal, that have been the most active in the portal, right? I don't think this impacts Clemson at all, right? Who doesn't?
But everyone's on the same window, though.
But everybody doesn't utilize the portal the same way, is my point. Like, Colorado obviously utilizes it way. North Carolina utilizes it way more than other schools, obviously in the Bill Belichick era. I'm just saying, like, this isn't going to impact the schools that, like I said, don't use the portal like that. But for Colorado and schools that do, it's not the best way to go about it, in my opinion. But is what it is.
They'll be all right.
They'll be all right. You're right. They will.
All right. Come see us at the tailgate, man. The post is on the events page.
Best vibes of the week every week.
Yes, sir. Post is on the events page of the
Hell
website.
yeah.
It's an 8:15 kickoff. One of the few positive things about this is it's just more time to tailgate. We're gonna be out there for a few hours that afternoon on Saturday. So come
I'm
hang
thinking
out.
5 o'clock is when I'll pull up.
Yeah. So come hang out.
Yeah, I'll be there at that point.
It'll
for
be
sure.
a vibe for sure. All right, we ready?
Hell yeah.
We got 8 games that we are going to be picking this week.
Scoreboard update.
Don't really have one. I can tell you how you guys did last week.
I just want to know who's winning.
Honestly, it's you guys are way ahead of me at this point. I did not have a good week this last week, and you guys
surprised.
both had decent ones.
I'm surprised I had a decent week.
We gotta get back on the scoreboard.
Did I hit my
ain't gonna
golden
lie.
hammer? I don't
No,
think so. Yeah.
no, you took Pitt, and West Virginia won outright. I'm the only one who took West Virginia.
What kind of sick shit happened in that game?
I couldn't believe it because I saw like second quarter. I was like, oh, well, that game's over. It might have been like 10-0 or like, I don't even know, 17, something like a 10-point game. And then I look at the end, overtime, right? They came back and win in overtime.
Yep, I think so.
I should've-
Rivalry games, man.
I
true.
should have never golden hammered a rivalry though.
What was my
dumb.
golden hammer last week?
You and I both took South Florida, who just got dog walked by Miami.
They sure did.
That was never like not even an enjoyable viewing
Nah.
experience.
No.
Over before it started.
No,
sure.
they stood no shot against Miami that
That's
day.
true.
What does that say about Florida?
Well, we will talk about that. That's actually the first game on the sheet today. All the odds courtesy of our friends over at Bet365. First game, the Florida Gators. DJ Lagway threw 5 interceptions and seemingly fell apart at the seams last weekend against LSU.
Some of the worst interceptions you'll ever see.
They
too.
are really bad. The
like
last
2
one
of
is
them were
terrible.
brutal.
The last one was so bad.
Yeah,
He was just guessing by the end of that game.
for sure.
It was terrible. And Carson Beck is balling. Miami
is.
has successfully reloaded. They might be even better at wide receiver than they were last year. They got Ruben Bain just creating chaos off the
Yeah.
edge. He's an absolute monster, dude.
What was the line?
7.5 for the Hurricanes at home.
Who you got?
Give me Miami. I feel like it's an overreaction, but I think there's a big gap between those two teams, especially given the way that they both played against South Florida.
Just the comparison in quarterback play it's worlds apart in terms of how Beck is playing and how Lagway is playing.
Beck's decent, bro.
He is.
He's decent. Give me Miami.
Next one.
You taking Miami?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I already put my picks in ahead of time. Sorry. Yes, I'm picking Miami. Give me the Canes, man. Big Ten game of the week, potentially, some are saying. I think it's the only
College football game of the week?
I mean, it's one of the only ranked games of the weekend. The Fighting Illini traveling to take on the Fighting Kurt Signettis. Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana quarterback, is getting a lot of hype.
Yeah.
They have played absolutely no one to this point, though. They are 6-point favorites at home.
6 points is a lot. I think this line has shifted due to an injury for Illinois. I want to give you guys all of the necessary information so you can make a decision, an informed decision. But I believe Illinois' best player on defense is out. I don't know how to find this. Illinois DB?
Scotty, what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't really care, bro, about what my boy Arcade talking about with this injury, dog. Give me the Fighting Illini, man. I think they're one of the best teams in the Big Ten this year. Luke Altmaier is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in college football. Give me Illinois pulling off the road upset
Here we go.
I'm rolling with the Fighting Illini.
Illini star and first team All Big Ten corner Xavier Scott is expected to be out this Saturday.
All right. What side are you
That
on?
sway you?
I think Indiana might win the game, but that's just too many points.
All right. 2 games were all 3 on the same side. Next one, the number 21 Michigan Wolverines are traveling to Lincoln to take on Dylan Raiola and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska has not played anyone either. What?
Your team better not fuck this up.
Nebraska has not played anyone either. They played Cincy that first week, and then they've just beaten up on some, I guess we'll call them football teams in week 2 and week 3. But this is a massive test for them, obviously. This is going to be way different than playing Cincinnati at home. I can tell you that for sure.
Real 5-star quarterback against fake 5-star quarterback.
Thank you. Hell yeah. That's the nicest thing you said about my team in forever.
Play Nebraska every week. I'll say nice things.
Hey, I like
Ton of
that.
nice things
I like
about
that.
them. Now you better get the fucking job done though, or else I'm gonna be pissed, and I will never forgive Michigan.
Okay.
Or Bryce Underwood.
I'm also picking Michigan. Bryce breakout. Let's go.
No golden hammers on that one?
They're on the road. You're going to golden hammer a team that's favored on the road?
I'm really thinking about it.
I mean,
I'm not going to do
honestly,
it, but I'm really thinking about it. I mean, we all think Michigan's going to win the football game.
I guess so. I certainly do.
The only thing that would give me hesitation here is just
That was giving
don't
you
tell them I
pause.
said this. It's a really tough environment for a freshman quarterback to go into.
It is. And look, he already
True.
went and played in Norman in week 2, though. And he's not like
Yeah.
other freshmen.
True.
He is, I'm telling you, that guy is different, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
And-
good point that this isn't his first big road test.
And it's at some point this season, it's all going to come together.
We will
And
get
he's-
to the Big 12, don't worry.
And he's going to have video game numbers in a game. I don't know if it's this week, but I'm just saying at some point it will happen.
A Morocco, Michigan.
Hell yeah.
I don't like this.
All 3 of us now on the same side. Someone asked about Big 12 games. Here you go. First one, we're going to go back to the
Yuck.
fight in Jordan Hudson's. And look at this line.
How
Yeah.
the hell is UCF
Yeah.
a 7-point favorite against a
Anybody.
major conference football team?
Right.
That's exactly why I picked this game, because I thought that was fascinating. Scott Frost's Golden Knights are 2-0, and they are 7-point favorites at home to North Carolina.
Who have they played?
I was going to say,
UCF has beat Jacksonville State 17-10, and they beat NC-A&T 68-7 last week.
Wow, that's a big
So
difference.
I don't know how much you can learn from that. But
Since week 1, North Carolina beat Charlotte 20-3 and then put it on Richmond 41-6.
yep.
There's just no world in which I can take Scott Frost as a 7-point favorite against an actual football team.
Are they an actual football team though?
I think so.
I like North Carolina.
I'm taking
to
North
cover.
Carolina. Yep.
Yeah. Are we all on the same here? Are we all
I'm
in
picking
unison
last
through
next
4?
time.
Yeah, we had to switch
I
up
made
this
my
order.
picks ahead of time too, by the way.
I mean, I kind of did too, but
He does the research, picks the games that he likes the best, and then puts them out.
of course he does.
It hasn't
And
helped
yet
me
he's
in the
still in
standings.
last. I was like, he's still in last.
Hasn't helped me in the standings. Next game. This is a big game. This is a rivalry game too. For Dallas, the SMU Mustangs traveling to, I guess, up the road to Fort Worth to take on the Horned Frogs. Josh Hoover and TCU are 7-point favorites at home. SMU not ranked anymore after that loss to Baylor, but they did bounce back last week. They played Missouri State, so at Missouri State, if that means anything, but 28-10. I expect a lot of points in this game. The over/under is probably outrageous in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I really like TCU.
62.5.
7's a lot. They're at home though. I'm gonna go with my gut. I like TCU. I think they're the better team. So
All right.
Jake, what'd you pick?
I picked SMU.
Okay.
This is not a true road game. This
free.
is a rivalry game too. Give me the dog.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I was kind of hoping you would take TCU as well, so I could break the chain. I think I'm gonna go with TCU. I think the offense overwhelms.
All right.
King on the throne. What does that mean? Are you saying I'm like the eye candy of the show or something? I don't get it. I'm the baddie of the show or what?
Well, your Jets, buddy.
He said it, Abby.
Next one. Maybe the conference game of the weekend?
Can I ask you a question real quick, Jake? Why are we not picking tomorrow night game?
What's tomorrow night?
Arizona, K-State.
I mean, we could if you want to add
We
it
should.
on.
I
We
feel like
don't
that's
have
an
a graphic
elite.
for it.
Like it's an elite game. I feel like we should be picking that. But go ahead. It's curious.
Arizona State. They bounced back last week. Sam Leavitt did play well last week, but Baylor,
Who'd they play? It was nobody.
they played Texas State.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Baylor last
Fake
week.
bounce back.
They played Samford. That was a layup, but Sawyer Robertson is cooking. And
I like Sawyer to continue his Heisman campaign. Give me the Bears.
Is that campaign happening?
He's second right now in college football in passing yards. And you win this one against a team like that. It's
I
gonna.
don't think he can win after the loss to Auburn.
Week 1 though.
I know, but just like the narrative was painted, Big 12 team
he
quarterback.
balled in that game. though.
He threw for 400 yards in that game.
All right. I still don't think he can win the Heisman.
I mean, I don't know if he can either, but I'm just saying the campaign is a thing right now. You know what I'm saying? For
Jake,
him.
who'd you pick?
I picked ASU.
You literally told me yesterday you had Baylor in this one.
Yeah, and I changed my mind this morning when we made picks on the draft show.
Flippy floppy Jake.
This guy was so he was like, I'm going with the better quarterback. I got Baylor.
And then I thought about
What
it.
changed your mind?
Well,
just
there was
think-
this run that Sam Leavitt had against Northern Arizona.
Look, Sam Leavitt's, he bounced back. Jordan Tyson is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He
and
is.
Raleek Brown is very underrated as a
Yeah.
running back for them. He's not Cam Scadaboo. That guy is very good, though, and I like him a lot.
I'm going to go with the home team and roll with Baylor here. But I will say Jordan Tyson is moving different than any other player in college football that I've seen this year.
Real spill.
Yeah. There's a lot of standout sophomores, by the way, balling out for Notre Dame, for A&M, for like this next draft class after the 27 draft class will be crazy. This might be the game of the weekend, depending on who you ask. It is a ranked game, and it's in the Big 12. Texas Tech is traveling to Salt Lake City to play Utah. This is going to be a fascinating matchup, in my opinion. Is Texas Tech's defense for real? Is Texas Tech for real at all? A lot of hype about them and Baron Morton, and they played nobody to this point.
Yeah. I'll go first here.
Yeah.
I've got Utah. When I talk about Texas Tech being Texas Tech and doomed to always just be Texas Tech, these are the type of games that I envision. Now, I might back off that if they find a way to win this.
Yeah.
But this is one of those ones where I think it's going to be like, yeah, you're still Texas Tech.
A lot of takes will be had after this game is over with.
For sure.
I like Utah.
I'm taking Texas Tech. I think this is where we see their revamped defense finally pay dividends. And it's going to be against Devin Dampierre. He's going to be running around doing stuff. But these two edge guys and David Bailey and Romello Height is a big spot for them going against these tackles. This might be one of the matchups of the weekend in terms of draft.
I was going to say, NFL scouts will be all over this one.
Oh, Dre and I said it this morning. Get used to this one. You're going to be watching this one in the next 6-7 months.
Fascinating matchup with, like you said, Tech's D-line, Utah's offensive line. The winner of that matchup probably wins this game.
I'm taking Tech, yep.
If you were going into a matchup and you had to decide, would you rather have the dominant offensive line or the dominant defensive line? What would you pick?
D-line.
Defensive line. Last game, or I guess second to last game. Wyoming coming to Colorado. The line is 13, or it was this morning at least. It's still 13.
What's the total?
44.5. They are not expecting much points.
Yeah, so they're expecting Colorado to win like a...
Decidedly.
Yeah.
Golden Hammer, Colorado.
Really?
I mean, I kind of forgot about it. None of us have used the Golden Hammer
We can
yet.
go back. And
Okay. I was going to say, were you saving it or did you just forget about it?
I forgot about it too.
I'm going to use it here, though. I'm going to
Okay.
use it here, though.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to use it here.
I'm taking Colorado. I will say I'm banking on them fixing some stuff in the run game this week. If Wyoming is able to find a lot of success in the run game, I will not be banking on that anymore after this week.
Neither will I.
So I think they have an opportunity to get it right here. It's not, going to be as challenging as Houston was to stop the run, but it's going to be the focus of your opponent. The thing is, I think if the Buffs find that way to stop the run, and it doesn't even have to be completely stopped, but contain it, allow no explosives in that department, and stop teams from being able to get in 3rd and 2. Like if you can keep Wyoming in 3rd and 5 and more, then I'll consider that stopping the run. If you do that, Wyoming will not score enough points to cover the spread.
Exactly.
I'm picking Wyoming to cover.
Okay.
Colorado will win this game. I'm picking Wyoming to cover, though.
Okay.
You said there was a game Friday, bro?
Yeah, tomorrow night. I believe tomorrow night is Arizona K-State.
I see.
No, that was last Friday.
I see Tulsa, Oklahoma State.
Then Arizona and K-State played last Friday.
Yes.
They did.
Okay, so now we have to figure out where we're golden hammering.
Yep. Pick your
Get
golden
y'all
hammer
golden
picks.
hammers out there.
I don't know if I even remember the games.
Your best.
Let me golden hammer Miami.
Okay, I like that. Scotty,
I gave you mine.
remind me.
Colorado.
Colorado.
I'll golden hammer SMU. +7.
Ooh.
There
Dang
you
it,
go.
I golden hammered a rivalry game again. What am I thinking?
I mean, so did I.
I know.
All right, there you go. Those are picks for the weekend. We have one super chat to get to. Crash or Cash Out says Prime has only coached his son and he remained raw in his mechanics. Let's stop the narrative that Salter needing to meet a standard that didn't exist. Starting style. I see arrogance rather than apologies. Thank you.
Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, sign up for the tailgate.
Pull up.
We're
I'm
gonna
be
have-
on the aux again. Pull up.
It's free.
Yes. We're going to have Know Your Enemy coming out later today as well, so stay tuned for that. Anything else, gentlemen?
Hell no.
No?
Let's
All
get
right.
it.
We'll be back tomorrow. See
Go
y'all then.
Buffs.
Go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.